Losing It, October 26th, 27th, 2007. Just a real quick update, and I'm a couple days late. Kind of falling out of my routine. I got a cold that really knocked me on my ass, and I've been out of the gym for a few days. Going back tonight for the first time. I don't know, the last day I went, well, I think it was actually the second last day, but the last day I feel I really gave it my all. Like, I had just gotten brand new shoes, and I don't know what happened. I think I maybe got my first adrenaline rush or something, but I pushed it all the way to 4.0 miles per hour, and it seemed like suddenly I got this energy out of nowhere, and I pushed myself for probably about 30 seconds longer than normal, maybe almost a minute longer than normal. You know, I kept, for a solid minute I was running, and I wasn't running out of energy, you know. But then shortly thereafter I did run out of energy, and then I was like really tired. But for that second it was so it was so weird. So is that what an adrenaline rush is like? Just finding this strange energy coming out of nowhere. That was pretty cool. The shoes are working. I don't think I've talked about this in the video, but one of my main problems I was having before, I think the last day I went to the gym was probably Tuesday. Yeah, that sounds about right. Tuesday night was probably the last night, because I just had a sore throat, and you can probably hear it in my voice. I've still got some congestion and shit. Just didn't think it was a great idea to go and push myself even sicker, probably. I don't know. But anyway, previous to that, shortly after my last video probably, I started having a problem where my foot would start to go numb right in the middle of running, right in the middle of walking, right in the middle of doing the treadmill. And I thought it might be that my shoes were too tight. The first day it happened, I did tie my shoes very tightly. But then the next day I loosened them, and it happened again. It didn't happen right away, you know. It was like right at about the 30-minute mark or the 25-minute mark, right when I kind of like at my peak maybe. And so I went and looked this up online, because it obviously wasn't my shoes. At this point, I kind of ruled that out. And I found this I don't know if you'd call it disease or whatever, this syndrome called compartment syndrome. And I'm not sure. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like you look at all the symptoms and you sort of like decide that you have the disease, and you really don't. But I feel like I could, because I have had surgery on that knee of the leg that started going numb. And one of the things that it talks about in compartment syndrome is like there's compartments of muscles. This is like my cursory understanding of it. This is like I skimmed. This is my understanding of it right now. There's like a lining or something over compartments of muscles, and if you overwork those things, and if the pressure becomes too great, this compartment will sort of seize up with blood pressure, because of one reason or another. I really didn't know what it was caused by, but it could be. I think one of the causes was like trauma or something like that. So maybe the knee surgery or whatever caused my knee to go bad in the first place. Maybe that's what caused it. Another thing could just be the fact that I haven't really ran in probably 10 years. Or no, probably 20, maybe probably 15 years, I would say. Good 15 years, or probably since the last time I really ran or pushed myself for any extended period of time. And then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that really is how it kind of feels. I had this, whenever I got off the treadmill, it felt like my legs were just bricks, you know. It felt like they were solid. I couldn't really get any. There was not much movement in the sort of calf area. Like, it felt like my calves were just really thick. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but it just felt like the description, the pressure I was like, oh yeah, that does sort of describe how it feels. So I went out to another website. Some guy had the same problem, and with his feet falling asleep, running. He was a runner, and like at about 30 minutes of running, his foot would fall asleep. And people suggested that he had compartment syndrome. That's actually where I found out about the compartment syndrome. And he said, no, that doesn't really make sense for me. But I guess he talked to one of his, like a coach or something at his school, and he said, oh, here, put this little piece of foam between your foot and your shoe, and it solved the problem, because apparently if you have too much friction on your veins on the top of your feet, that can make your feet go numb. Apparently that solved this problem. So it could be that. It could definitely be that. I got a new pair of shoes. I still haven't broken them in, so they're still too tight. Regardless, I don't know. I kind of have a weird experience with shoes. Regardless of whether they're wide or regular fit, it seems like they're either too tight or too big. I can never find the right perfect size for me. So right now I'm wearing 12 wide, and I guess I just gotta break them in a little bit. It's definitely better than the shoes I was wearing. I don't have as much leg pain or anything like that, but like my toes will sometimes fall asleep when I'm just sitting or when I'm just driving. So I've gotta loosen them up a bit. I don't know. I hope I don't sound like a complete idiot. It's like, yeah, your shoes are too tight, asshole. You don't have some weird fucking syndrome. Your shoes are too tight. I really don't think that's what it is. But if that's what it was, I'd be super happy, because if I indeed have like chronic compartment syndrome, there's two different types, chronic and acute. And acute can just be from overusing it, but chronic is like, chronic would be if it really was from my knee surgery and it somehow affected the rest of the physiology of my lower left leg, and the only way to solve that problem would be for surgery. I'd have to go and get it cut open to relieve the pressure. And I really don't know exactly what I'm talking about. This is just from my readings on the internet. So I really don't know what else there's to talk about. I kind of feel like I got a definitive weight. Wednesday I did weigh myself regardless of whether or not I've been working out, you know. And it was consistently giving me 555, 554. It really wasn't going up and down. It really wasn't giving me wacky numbers anymore. It seemed like every time I stepped on the scale it gave me about 555. So I'm pretty much going to say that that's what I weigh right now. It's still not like 100% accurate, but I think I can go out on a limb and say that's safe to assume that that's what my weight is right now. If not, who the fuck cares? I'm just going to keep trucking. I'm just going to keep doing the diet, keep doing the gym. You know what? 6 months from now, I'm not having to worry like this stupid shady area of whether I'm actually losing weight or not. You know, it's like you can think about it, you can think about it, you can think about it. Like, oh, do I have the right scale? Do I have the right equipment? Do I have the right shoes? Why are my feet falling asleep? You can do all that, or you just go to the gym. You know, and that's what I'm about to do. In about an hour, my bros come pick me up, and we're gonna go wake up our joints. They've been kind of sleepy last few days. Gotten too comfortable watching Kid Nation and Survivor. Any Kid Nation fans out there? I fucking love that show. It's still early on in the show. It's on CBS Wednesdays, I think. Check it out. It's a great show. It's kind of like similar to Bug Juice that Disney ran a long time ago, but it's a lot better than that. That show is not anything compared to Kid Nation. Just a fun show. A lot of drama, a lot of fun kids, a lot of just a lot to laugh at, a lot to admire in some of the kids, a lot to I don't know. if you don't know what Kid Nation is, it's like 40 kids are by themselves in this town, and they basically have to run it themselves. It sounds kind of wacky, but once you understand some more of the things about it, it's pretty cool. Check that out. And I think I'm going to stop rambling because I'm at about the 10-minute mark, and if I go too far longer, YouTube will not accept this video. So I'm going to have to cut it short. So I will talk to you guys probably Wednesday, and I'll tell you if I've finally vanquished this cold from my body, or if I'm still being a big baby and not going to the gym. But I feel up to it tonight. I don't see why I wouldn't the rest of the week. So talk to you later.